Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to be going over how to use the fillet tool, the chamfer tool, and the trim tool. So these are going to help us curve some edges, make some sharp corners, and just kind of eliminate some lines. So first, going over the sketch tools. So I'm in sketch mode right now on my Fusion here. So what I'm going to be working with is down here at this rectangle. I want to be using the fillet tool first. And there's going to be two different ones. There's a 3D fillet tool and then a 2D sketching fillet tool. So I'm using the 2D right now. So for the 2D, up here in the top left corner, I'm going to go under modify and use my fillet. So what this does, it creates an arc at a specified distance around a corner to help us curve objects. So if I hit fillet, I come into my rectangle here. If I hover over the corner, you kind of get this red line and it creates the fillet. So if I click, there you go, put in my size, let's say 1 inch, perfect. So it gets the size, the dimension for us, and it creates the two tangents. So it's very nice. Alternatively, if I grab my fillet again, modified fillet, I can click these two lines and then it's gonna like jump to this corner. So instead of clicking the corner, if I click the top line, bottom line, there we go, it makes it for me. So it really, whatever lines you pick, it's going to create the fillet at the nearest corner. So let's say I click my corner here. There we go. Put the size in. Done. And then just like normal, if I wanted to edit this, I could double click, change it to 1. Sure. Change the size. Next thing, I'm going to use modify. I'm going to go under chamfer. So depending on what chamfers we have, some might have a degree symbol, some might not. For most purposes, we're going to be using equal distance chamfer and distance and angle. So if we ever have an angle, like how we saw in our summative assignment, we might be using the distance and angle chamfer, or we might be using the equal. So I'm going to use the equal. They basically do the same thing, just one, you put in a degree. So for the equal distance, it's the same thing with the fillet. I can hover over the corner I want. So if I want this right side, I can hover over that white dot. There we go. Makes that slice for us. Alternatively, if I click my two lines, it creates it for me as well. I could put in the size. So it does the same exact thing as the fillet. Let's go modify. Let's go chamfer again. Let me click the corner. There we go. So it creates the same thing. You can click the corner, or if you, whatever two lines you click, it's going to jump to the nearest corner for you. All right, now I'm moving on. So let's say I want to use my trim tool. Like I want to kind of get rid of these excess lines around here. So under modify again, you're going to use trim. It's going to be this pair of scissors. It also might be like bookmarked up here on the taskbar. So I have my scissors for trim. So I'm going to click that. So for example, on some people's work, like if this was going to be a corner right here, then we're going to kind of be working downwards. And I wanted to get rid of this line. Instead of just hovering over it and maybe like deleting it because it's a whole line, I wanted to trim this piece off. I can get my scissors. Now, whatever I'm kind of like, before I click and hover over my lines, one is red, one is blue. You are going to be cutting the red. So if I want to keep this bottom, I don't want to have it red. I want to have it blue. Let me cycle to the top. There we go. So now since it's red, I click, trim, and it's gone. If I wanted to get rid of this piece over here, let's say, I don't want to get rid of the red on this side on my square. I want to get rid of it, like the excess. So I'm gonna hit trim again. There we go, it deletes it. And let's say I even made like want to delete this top line for this rectangle here. I can hit trim. There we go, it's gone. So it's very nice to go ahead and delete some lines. Now, next thing, using fillet and chamfer on like a 3D shape. So with this, you don't need a sketch to edit any of these. So on the bottom left side, you can see that I have my two sketches and my extrusions to kind of make this camera shape. Under modify, if I wanted to use my fillet tool, it's the same thing under the modify tab, my fillet. I can't really click any of these faces here. I need to click edges, corners, or like rims. So what I mean by that, I can click my whole rim here of the top of my shape, this line. I can click the bottom of my cylinder. I can click the top of my cylinder. I can click this side in my depth, side for my height. I need to click edges. So let's say I want to click this edge here. For my fillet, I can go ahead and drag in to whatever size I want. So maybe I want this to be 0.75. I can rotate. There we go. Curves that corner for us. Now, on my hard 3D modeling shapes, I have a fillet kind of like on a cylinder. Same thing. If I click the brim of the bottom of the cylinder, and then I can kind of rotate and drag towards me, it creates this kind of volcano effect. So say right there, that's good. Then it creates a volcano effect for me. So it's very nice. But you need a ledge, you need a line, you need a corner. So you're not going to click faces on that. You're going to click lines and edges. Same thing for the chamfer tool. Under modify, you're going to go to chamfer. It's going to be doing the same thing as the fillet, but you're doing that slice to it. So I want to make a chamfer on this side. And I can put my value in. There we go. So if I wanted maybe this side as well, I can go get my chamfer, click this, and it's going to make it kind of a flat shape. So fillet's round, chamfer is nice slices. And there you go. That's how you use your 3D and 2D fillet chamfer and your trim tool.